Good morning, one and all. Last lecture we have started the principal stresses. We have seen the theoretical part of the principal stresses. What is meant by principal plane, principal stresses, and what is the major principal stress as well as minor principal stress. Also, we have seen the major and minor principal plane. And after that we have seen the resultant stress and angle of obliquity. Also we have seen the sign convention for the principal stresses. In today's lecture we will going on the three different derivations. Okay, here is a no need to solve the derivation. You should remember the formulas. Okay, see the which derivation is given. First is a member subjected to the normal stresses. Member subjected to the normal stresses, or can say the direct stresses, in two mutually perpendicular direction. Into mutually perpendicular direction. I explain here. See, I have considered one rectangular block A, B, C, D having the two mutually perpendicular stresses sigma x and sigma y. In x direction there is a sigma x tensile stress is at, and y direction sigma y stress is at. Okay, then I have considered here one plane. This plane name is BE plane, inclined plane. Okay, I have considered one inclined plane is a BE. This BE is making an angle BC is theta angle. Okay, means angle EBC equal to theta angle. Okay, here I have shown. Check that. If you have solved the trigonometry, then you will get the normal stress is equal to sigma n is equal to sigma x plus sigma y divided by 2 plus sigma x minus sigma y divided by 2 into cos 2 theta. We are solving this, then you will get the normal stress value. Similar way you will get the tangential stress. Tangential stress is equal to sigma x minus sigma y divided by 2 into sin 2 theta. Okay, these two formulas you have to remember for this condition. Okay, another two formulas are same. Which two formulas? There is a resultant stress. You know, last lecture I have explained how to calculate the resultant stress. Resultant stress is nothing but it is a root of sigma n square plus sigma t square is there. Sigma t square. Resultant of the normal stress and tangential stress is nothing but the resultant stress. And what is the angle of obliquity? Phi is nothing but what is phi? Tan inverse of sigma t divided by sigma n. It is the ratio of tan inverse of sigma t by sigma n. These two formulas are common for each derivation. Remember that. Okay. Two formulas are common for each derivation. Okay. Then sigma t max. How to calculate the sigma t max? Once you have calculated the sigma t is equal to sigma x minus sigma y divided by 2 into sin 2 theta, then easily you can calculate the sigma t max. Sigma t max is nothing but the maximum tangential stress. When you will get the maximum tangential stress, what is the value of sin 2 theta? Check that. We have calculated the tangential stress. This, what is the value of sin 2 theta? 2 theta value. If you are getting the 2 theta value is maximum, then you will get the sigma t max. Right? Then see, if you are putting sin 2 theta is equal to 1. Sin 2 theta is equal to 1. Means 2 theta value is how much? Yes, anybody? Anybody can tell me what is the value of 2 theta? Yes, for this inclined plane, this 2 theta value is, say, sin 2 theta is equal to 90 degree, or we can say the 270 degree. And what is the value of theta? Is 45 degree or 135 degree is there. Okay, if we are putting this value, then you will get the sin 90 is equal to, you will get the 1. Then sigma t max is equal to what? Sigma x minus sigma y divided by 2. Only the value of maximum tangential stress. Right? All of you getting how to get this value? Then similar way you have to calculate the maximum principal stress and minimum principal stress. It is also known as the major principal stress and minor principal stress. How to get this major principal stress and minor principal stress? See, maximum principal stress is equal to maximum normal stress. See, we have the normal stress equation. Sigma n is equal to sigma x plus sigma y divided by 2 plus sigma x minus sigma y divided by 2 into cos 2 theta. Okay, here we will get the sigma x only. How to get this major principal stress? If you have written this equation, then when we put the cos theta is equal to cos 2 theta is equal to 1. Then when we will get the cos 2 theta is equal to 1? Yes, anybody? 2 theta value is a 0. 2 theta value is a 0. If you put the 2 theta value is 0, cos 0 is equal to what? 1. Then if you are solving this, then in this sigma y get cancelled, and sigma x plus sigma x 2 sigma x 2 get cancelled, you will get the only sigma x value. Similar way sigma n2, how to get this value? If you have put this cos 2 theta is a minimum value means this 2 theta value is 180 degree or theta is equal to 90 degree. If you have put the 2 theta is equal to 180 degree, then you will get the minus 1 value. Okay, or cos 2 theta 180 cos 180 is the minus 1 is there. If you multiply by minus 1, then here you will get the minus sigma x plus sigma y. Means you will get the only sigma y. Very simple. That's if you remember these two formulae, then easily you can calculate the another three formulas. Okay, all of you getting? When we use this formula, members subjected to the normal stresses in two mutually perpendicular direction. Only here normal stresses is there. Sigma x and sigma y. Means what is the meaning is this? Shear stress is 0. Shear stress is 0 on this principal plane. Okay, this is the first derivation. You should remember these two formulae. With the help of that you can calculate the sigma t max, sigma n1 and sigma n2 with the help of theta conditions. Okay, then next one is a member subjected to the shear stress. Okay, there is no any normal stress. Normal stress is 0. Only the shear stress is that. We have seen the sign convention also. See, upward and downward direction means here is a clockwise direction, positive is there. Then if you have calculated the normal stress acting in this principal plane again, check that tau into sin 2 theta. Tau into sin 2 theta. You have to remember sin sigma n is equal to tau into sin 2 theta. And sigma t is equal to tangential stress is equal to minus tau into cos 2 theta. You should remember these two formulae. These two are common. Check that. These two are common. Sigma is the resultant of the normal stress and tangential stress. It is the root of sigma n square plus sigma t square. And what is the angle of obliquity? I is equal to tan inverse sigma t divided by sigma n. Then how to calculate this major as well as minor principal stress? You will get this major principal stress sigma n is equal to tensile shear stress, and sigma n2 means minor principal stress. You will get the compressive shear stress. These two values you have to formally you have to remember that for this condition. If you are given the numerical on this condition only member subjected to the shear stress, then you should remember this two formula. The next, last is a member subjected to the normal shear stress. Normal shear stress in two mutual perpendicular direction. Up to this first equation, first derivation is same, right? Meaning is same. Member subjected to the normal stresses in two mutually perpendicular direction. But here is a additional thing is that accompanied by the simple shear stress. Accompanied by the simple shear stress means it is the combination of normal stresses as well as shear stresses. Okay, here I have drawn one rectangular block A, B, C, D, and I have considered that principal plane is a B to E, making an angle theta with this BC. Okay, then see how to add this tangential stress on this plane, principal plane. Here is a sigma t, and perpendicular to this plane is a normal stress is there. Then when you solve this derivation, then check that you will get sigma n is equal to sigma x plus sigma y divided by 2 plus sigma x minus sigma y divided by 2 into cos 2 theta into cos 2 theta. Up to that, check this equation. These are only the additionally the shear stress. Up to that, this equation is same. Okay, when the member subjected to the normal stresses in two mutual perpendicular directions. Okay, sigma x plus sigma y divided by 2 plus sigma x minus sigma y divided by 2 into cos 2 theta. Only additional thing is here plus tau into sin 2 theta. Tau into sin 2 theta. Why tau? Because here is a shear stress is that. Shear stress is that. Okay, that's why you will get tau into sin 2 theta. Remember that. Then second also check that sigma t is equal to tangential stress is equal to sigma x minus sigma y divided by 2 is there. Sigma x minus sigma y divided by 2 is there. Okay, into sin 2 theta. Check that equation. Sigma x minus sigma y divided by 2 into sin 2 theta. Same equation is there. Only the additional thing is a minus tau cos 2 theta. Minus tau cos 2 theta because of shear stress is that. Okay, you should remember these two formulas. Okay, after that you should find out the location of the principal plane. This you have to calculate the value of theta. Okay, how to find out the location of the principal plane? This theta value. Yes, in the location of the principal plane there is a shear stress is 0. Okay, hence this will be 0. Sigma t will be 0. Sigma t will be 0. If you are putting here 0, then you will get this sin divided by cos 2 theta. Sin 2 theta divided by cos 2 theta means tan 2 theta, and remaining value is a 2 into tau divided by sigma x minus sigma y. With that of this formula, you can calculate the location of the principal plane. Then next is we want to find out the major principal stress. Means it is denoted by the sigma n1. Major principal stress, how to calculate this again? Check that. Sigma x plus sigma y divided by 2 plus root of sigma x minus sigma y divided by 2 bracket square plus tau square. Okay, you should remember this formula. Again, this is depend on the value of the theta. When we will get the maximum and when we will get the minimum, this is depend on the theta value. Then minor principal stress. See, here is only you have to remember any one formula. With that of that you can here only sign change is a negative. This plus is replaced by negative sign. Means minor principal stress is equal to sigma x plus sigma y divided by 2 minus root of sigma x minus sigma y divided by 2 bracket square plus tau square. As it is, only here is a sign change. Then how to calculate the maximum shear stress? Check that. sigma T max is equal to sigma n1 minus sigma n2 divided by 2, or you can write is equal to, again you can write sigma x minus sigma y divided by 2 bracket square plus tau square, this value. Okay, very simple, but you should remember the formulas, otherwise you can't calculate. If you don't know the formula, you can't calculate. Very simple numericals will ask on this 3 derivation. We will see one by one numerical on each. Okay, on each derivation. Today we will stop here. Next lecture, only one bit is remaining, theory bit. There is a Mohr circle. Mohr circle. Okay, again Mohr circle is given for the different condition. That 3 different condition. Member subjected to the normal stresses in 2 mutual perpendicular direction, member subjected to the shear stress, and member subjected to the normal stresses in 2 mutual perpendicular direction, accompanied by the shear stress, simple shear stress. Okay, this 3 derivation we will see in the next lecture. With the help of graphical method, you can find out the value of normal stress, tangential stress, and resultant stress. This circle is known as a Mohr circle. Okay, with the help of that circle, you can calculate the value of sigma n, sigma t, and sigma r, as well as sigma n1, sigma n2, sigma t max, tau max. All this value you can calculate with the help of Mohr circle, as well as analytically. Next lecture we will see the Mohr circle, how to draw the Mohr circle for given condition. Today we will stop here.